Welcome to Zeal College of Engineering and Research. This is Professor Manoranjan Zadav here, teaching the subject Dynamics of Machinery of final year Mechanical Engineering branch. So today we are going to start with unit number 1. The name of the unit is Single Degree of Freedom, Free Vibrations. We will discuss first of all the structure of the subject. The subject code of the Dynamics of Machinery is 402043. We have 4 lectures per week and which has 4 credits in the structure. Again, we have the practical of 2 hours per week which has 2 credits in the examination pattern. So the examination scheme is we have in-sem examination of 30 marks and end-sem examination for 70 marks. Again, the oral examination of 25 marks and term work, which is, and again the external term work is of 25 marks. So total marks for this subject is 100 marks for theory examination and 50 marks for external oral and term work. So 150 marks of examination will be there for Dynamics of Machinery. So before starting any subject, we must understand the course objectives and course outcomes. So course objectives, what is the course objective of Dynamics of Machinery? So the first is to conversant with the balancing problems of the machines. So in industry there are so many machineries which has the rotating and reciprocating parts, right? So these parts are subjected to mechanical vibrations or unbalance. That balancing should be understood. This is the first objective of this subject. Then second is to understand the fundamentals of free and force vibration. There are 2 basic types of vibrations. One is free and another one is force vibration. So the basics of this free and force vibration is need to understand by the student. Again, the third objective is to develop the competency in understanding of the vibration and noise in the industry. These 2 basic phenomenon, that is vibration and noise, are very much important so far as the industry and industrial environment is concerned. So this should be the third objective. The fourth objective is to develop the analytical competency in solving the vibration problems. So in day-to-day lives of the mechanical engineer, we always deal with the n number of vibration related problems. That problems must be understood and solved with the scientific manner. Then fifth objective is to understand the various techniques of measurement and control of the vibration and noise. So after understanding all these 4 objectives, the last objective is how to measure the vibration and noise and how to control the vibration and noise in the industry so that we humanity or the society get the benefit out of it. Then course outcomes. So course outcome, the first outcome of the subject is apply the balancing technique for static and dynamic balancing of the multi-cylinder inline and radial engines. So we have the static balancing and dynamic balancing of multi-cylinder inline and radial engine. So that balancing technique must be applied to such a real-time problems. The second is to estimate the natural frequencies of single degree of freedom, undamped and damped free vibratory system. So we must understand first the single degree of freedom, multi degree of freedom, damped and undamped free vibratory system, and to understand to calculate the natural frequency of such a types of vibrations. Then third outcome will be a student will be able to determine the response of force vibration due to harmonic excitation, the base excitation and excitation due to unbalanced forces. This harmonic excitation comes in the vehicles or in the IC engine, right? it comes in the machines, so that excitation has to be determined. The next outcome is estimate the natural frequencies, mode shapes of 2 degrees of freedom, undamped free longitudinal and torsional vibratory systems. So to understand, a student will be able to calculate the natural frequencies, mode shapes of 2 degrees of freedom, free longitudinal as well as torsional vibratory system. Then fifth objective is to describe, student will be able to describe the vibration measuring instruments for industrial and real life applications, along with suitable method for vibration control. And last, student will be able to explain the noise and its measurement, noise reduction techniques for the industry and day-to-day life problems. So these are very much important outcomes that student will get benefit from this subject. Before starting with any subject, we must understand who are the contributors of this scientific evolution of this particular subject. So this dynamics of machinery subject basically deals with the vibration. So it is our duty to understand the brief history of vibration. In ancient time, as long as 4000 BC, whistles and drums were discovered, and you know that whistles or drums is the was the basic things which were discovered as as a via musical instrument, right? So this is this in these instruments, sound is basically the application of vibration. Again, the Hindu, Japanese, Egyptians are used to develop the different types of musics. About 3000 BC, string instrument like harp was found on the Egyptian tombs. Egyptian tombs are the like uh, stupas or the scriptures where Egyptian people went there and done their prayer. So such a Egyptian tombs were uh, there, and they found the harp. Harp is a musical instrument, is a string instrument. I can show here. So this is the harp, which has 4 to 5 strings, and with the help of hand or a needle, the sound can be generated. Different sounds can be generated. Again, the in 15,000 BC, in British Museum, a primitive string instrument is found by the British Museum, which is placed in British Museum, called as Nanga, which is also like a harp. Present music system is based on ancient Greek civilization. So we start with the Greek philosopher uh, and a mathematician who is the first person to investigate the sound in a scientific manner. You know the name Pythagoras theorem. So Pythagoras was the uh, first inventor who investigate the sound as a scientific way. So he developed the instrument called as monochord. This is the monochord here. This monochord you can see here is a simple device having one string attached at point A and passed over the pulley at point D. Again, end of the string is attached to the weighing pan, right? Then the wooden blocks kept at point C and point B, so that point C and point B, that wooden blocks can be movable. So if that musical string is hammered with the help of some metal object, it produces different sounds. So this is the first musical instrument developed by the Pythagoras to understand the relation between the length, tension, and sound of such a musical instrument. Again, in 3350 BC, Aristotle wrote the thesis on music and sound. In 300 BC, Euclid written the thesis of Introduction to the Harmonics. Again, in 132 AD, one of the Chinese astronomer named as Zhang Heng invented world's first seismograph to record the earthquake. In that duration, in China was China uh, experienced so many earthquake, right? So to cope up with the precise measurement and direction of the earthquake, Zhang Yang invented the first seismograph. It is like this, right? What is this seismograph is? It has 8 dragons with a bronze ball in the mouth of each uh, were attached on the outside of the seismograph. There were toads with the mouths open. These toads or frogs with the mouths open upward, and where the underneath each dragon. A strong earthquake in any direction would tilt the pendulum in that direction. Pendulum is attached at the center of that seismograph, so that pendulum will get tilt in the direction of that earthquake, triggering the lever in the dragon head. So once the dragon head trigger, this open the mouth of the dragon, right, thereby releasing the bronze ball inside the um, toad, so which produces the clogging sound. That sound represent the direction and direction and time of the occurrence of the earthquake. So this is the first seismograph. Seismograph are the vibration measuring instrument. They are basically used for earthquake measurement. Right? This is the first seismograph invented by Zheng Han in China. Then next contributor in the vibration is Galileo Galilei, who is known as the founder of modern experimental science. Once he was sitting uh, in the church of Pisa, he saw the light lamp which is hung at the ceiling of the church. So that lamp was swinging to and fro. So he inspired from that lamp, and he measured with his pulse uh, the time required for one oscillation, and he um, found that the time period of the swing is independent of the amplitude of the swings. That this is the first law of simple pendulum. Then he came to his lab or the home, and he invented the concept of simple pendulum and derived all the laws of simple pendulum. So Galileo Galilei is the first founder of the modern experimental science. The next is Robert Hooke. I think you have studied the Hooke's law in strength of material. So Robert Hooke's developed the relation between pitch and the frequency of vibration of the string. Then the famous physician, a famous scientist, Sir Isaac Newton, invented the laws of universal vibration, law of universal vibration, and 3 laws of motion. That 3 laws are used for different vibration characteristics. Then the D'Alemberts, in dynamics of mastery or in the vibration analysis, the very famous principle used is D'Alembert's principle. So he invented that principle. By using this principle, we can find out the natural frequencies of vibration of the different bodies. In 1784, Charles Coulomb invented the first torsional vibration experimental setup on which the torsional vibration of the shaft can be measured. Then in 1902, Fraham studied the torsional vibration in the propeller shafts of the steam engine. In 1920 to 1945, nonlinear and random vibrations were studied by different contributor in the dynamics of machinery. So, thank you very much for this session. We will discuss next later.